In fact, I would say this. I think there's plenty of Christians who subscribe to being a Christian, subscribe to being a follower of Christ, that don't actually understand this. You may have understood the plan of salvation. Maybe you got the ABCs. Remember that? Admit, believe, and confess. Remember that? The little steps we would take. You may have that down, but you don't really know the fullness of the good news. The word gospel means good news. What's really good news about the gospel? Is it the plan that God gave? No. You know what the good news of the gospel is? You say, well, it's forgiveness. That's the good news of the gospel. That's pretty good news. Being forgiven, that's pretty good news. Someone might say, well, what's the good news of the gospel? Well, it's heaven. Heaven could be the good news. You could say that. But let me ask you this question. What if you get to heaven and it's boring? You know, I thought about that as a kid. It's kind of funny. I remember my pastor when I was a little kid, and that's that season of my life when I hated church, just hated it. It was like so boring. My mother made us go. I thought we went to church to keep from having to go to hell. That's what I thought. I thought this was the payment for all the times that I'd cursed that week. So we just sat there as a kid, and that made up for it. That's what I thought. I'm not joking. And I remember our pastor say, we're practicing what we're going to be doing in heaven, y'all. And I was thinking, oh, God, I hope not. This is boring. Oh, my Lord, this is terrible. I know maybe some of you grew up in church. It's like, this is awful. I don't want to do this forever. You mean for eternity? I'm dying sitting here for an hour. I can't imagine. Can't write on the offering envelopes, nothing. There's nothing to do. You crawl underneath a pew, you're going to get a beating in the parking lot as soon as the people ain't looking. I hate this place. It's crazy. Crazy. And so, but is the gospel, is the good news of the gospel heaven? Well, it could be. Is that part of it? I think it is. But see, here's the truth. The truth is the gospel, the good news, isn't what it delivers you from. It's what it delivers you to. And can I tell you what the gospel delivers you to? It delivers you to Jesus. You know what the gospel is? You know what the good news is? The good news is Jesus. And see, if you fully understood that and you dug into that relationship, I'm talking about way beyond just a simple prayer. I'm talking about really pursuing Christ, and you allowed the roots of your life to go down deep into Him, you're going to find how utterly satisfying and ultimately satisfying a relationship with Christ really is.